Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is Noble. I'm now live. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Welcome to your weekend edition of Insider Trading. It's live market news with a real trader who's been in this game for over a decade. 20,000 hours, MBA. I could trade futures, foreign exchange, options, stock. It's all the same. If you give me a chart, I know what to do. I know how to read price action. Know how to think like a bull and a bear at the same time. And one of my gifts is teaching, educating, taking complex things. I love complexity. I love taking complex things and breaking them down to simpler parts. And I realized somewhere in grad school that I actually had a thing for teaching. I know. You told me 10, 15 years ago I'd be doing what I'm doing now. Trading and teaching, trading and coaching. No boss. Can go anywhere whenever I want to. The freedom I have now, oh, I wouldn't have believed it. I wouldn't have believed it. So, my goal is always really simple. It's to help you learn the principles, the techniques, the tools that will make you more money. Now, if I can, in the process, make you, inspire you, get you to think about across the board, because the principles that make really good traders work across the board. All right. Disciplined traders are just disciplined people. Undisciplined traders are just undisciplined people. All right. So today we're going to talk. We're going to talk about this week. I got a term I got to introduce you guys to. I think you need to know it and just process it, let it sink in. I think it's going to really help, because I know most of the people watching me are new. So whether you're watching on my YouTube stream, welcome. If you're watching on Facebook, my personal page, my Limitless page, my private Limitless page, Insider Trading, 30,000 of us in the room, welcome. Thanks for joining. It's 11:05. I was on time today. I feel good about that. Sometimes I'll be like, yo, I'm going live in 20. Last minute, I'll start tweaking stuff, and then next thing you know, it's like, so, as always, this is interactive. So let me know where you are. Type in the comments. Where are you? I'm in Atlanta. Tomorrow night, I'll be in Montego Bay. My birthday's Monday. Gotta leave the country. Gotta get out of here. I do. I need some me time. A little solo trip. I need some me time. I need some time for me. Me and me. I'm gonna spend time with me, my favorite person. Because we need to talk about some stuff. We need to let go of some stuff, dream a little, add to the vision, see where we are, do some assessments, spend some time with God on the beach at a beautiful resort. So, where are you from, though? Type in the comments, let me know. I like to always ask. Sometimes people be shy, though. It's cool. It's cool if you're shy. It's cool. I don't see any comments yet, so y'all just listening. Y'all just watching. All right, so where are we going today? I need to add that back. So this is the weekend flow. February 12th, Insider Trading. So once again, we're going to talk about a couple different things. We're going to talk about what the market did this week. If you want me to take a look at some stocks, I definitely can do that. We also are going to talk about a term that's really, really important that I think you should know, especially if you're early in your journey. It's only going to help you. I'm telling you, this is like one of my core, something I live and breathe every day. And then I want to introduce you. I want to expose you to a different level. There's levels to this game. I want to expose you to a different level, not through my own profits and experience, but There's somebody else who I've learned a ton from. I never met the guy, look up to him in a way. Amazing trader. I just think you should know. So real quick, let's see. Alicia said Detroit. She's out in D-Town. What up? What up? What up? How you doing? Alicia, good to see you. My guy Justin said, I was in Dallas yesterday. Now I'm in New Orleans, and I'll be in Key West on Wednesday. Enjoying life. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. That's what's up. Love that. So let me go here. I got to change the tone. Because I know this week was a tough week for a lot of people. And I say this not to be a jerk, but I know in insider trading, when the room gets really quiet and there's not a lot of chatter and talk, and the room just kind of it gets quiet. I know what that means. That means it's a rough week in the market. That means people are losing, not really knowing exactly what to do. And it's the clearest sign that the market is choppy or tough or just down for a second. When everything's clear up and we had new highs, everything's popping at new highs. Apple's up, Tesla's up, AMD, semiconductors, everything's up. The room is vibrant. And when I say room, I mean a group on Facebook. So Insider Trading is a group, myself and my cousin. Oh, man, hold on, let me pause real quick. Man, happy birthday. Happy anniversary of your life day to my partner in crime. Man who got me into futures. I was already investing, but I didn't really know too much about trading. And he hit me with, yo, I day trade futures. I'm like, what the hell are futures? We had that conversation like 12 years ago. Carved out a whole new path for my life because of that conversation. And because of his willingness and openness and his selflessness to say, yo, come by the house, I'll show you what I do. And I said, oh my God, what the heck is this trade? Like futures trade? You can make $1,000 in what? You can make $1,000 multiple times in a day. If I trade more contracts, you can make 5,000, 10 in a day before lunch. Changed my life. So shout out to my big brother. He's my cousin, but I don't have no brother, so he like my big brother. Shout out to Joe Rodney, Hollywood Harrison. Happy birthday, bro. Happy anniversary of your life day, as I always say. I know you go back and watch these, so I just want to make sure I capture that. I love you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you. Let's keep rocking. All right. So let me hop back to my slides. So let's get to this for the day. So here's the big term I think you need to know. Here's the term I think you need to know. I want you to ask yourself right now, wherever you are in your journey as a trader, what principle are you practicing? What principle are you practicing at all times? Somebody said, happy birthday, my dude. Darian Thompson. Thanks, bro. Appreciate that. To Joel. Shout out to Joel again. What principle are you practicing? So the one that I'm constantly practicing, I didn't even realize it was a principle until I kind of coined this term. And this is my term. So if y'all start using this, I want you got it from me. Learn ethic. Learn ethic. What is a learn ethic? Well, you know what a work ethic is. A work ethic is the principle. It's the principle that work, that hard work, is intrinsically valuable and yields a reward. My mother always taught me to work smart. And over time, I realized I really don't have like the highest work ethic. I could be better. Even now, I'm still getting better. It's a lifelong thing. I'm not lazy. If I'm not super motivated and I don't see the benefit, I'm not going to put a lot of work into it. It'll appear lazy to people who don't know me. Something that makes sense to me, something that I grab onto when I got into this trading thing. Oh my goodness. Learn ethic. Incredibly high learn ethic. What is that? The principle that deep and long learning is intrinsically valuable. I probably shouldn't have wrote deep and long. Not in 2022. That's a joke, easy. I ain't gonna even crack the joke. Ladies, I ain't gonna crack the joke. Although I want to. I ain't gonna say it anyway. Um, but yeah, so it's the principle that learning has to be deep. There are layers to trading. You start off, and a lot of you guys, because I do consults, I teach the class, I'm talking to you. You just want a strategy. You need a system. You're like, where do I get in? When do I get out? And how do I know what to do? And you think that's really the game, and that's a huge part of it. But that's absent of the psychology of all of what trading really is and what it really takes to become successful. You can have anybody's strategy. Some of y'all have taken everybody's class and you're still not confident on anything just yet. Right? It's deeper than charts, it's deeper than just technicals, it's deeper than entries and exits, right? And the long. So that's the depth. There's depth to it. There's multiple layers from when you start to as you learn more. And then you start scaling up, and then you learn new markets, right? And then you learn how to average in and how to average out of a position. You learn more advanced techniques over time. So that's where the long comes in, the length of time. You will not master trading faster than you'll master anything else. You can't become a chef in a year. You can't become a super amazing app developer in a year. You can't become an amazing photographer in a year, graphic designer, plumber, nurse, teacher. What can you do in 1 or 2 years and master? Almost nothing. But with trading, because all you got to do, can't you find my phone? All you got to do, the barrier to entry is small. All you got to do is put money in an account, and overnight, poof, you're a trader. Nothing else in life does the title come that easy. Nobody would respect you if you bought a camera and the next day say, yo, I'm a photographer. You're like, you just bought a camera. What you talking about? You just bought a camera. You ain't no photographer? You just bought a camera, my dude. You don't even know how to use it yet fully. But trading is different. So I know I'm speaking to some of y'all, people that will watch this, not stream live, but who will just watch the review video or post it on YouTube or wherever. On YouTube. You know I'm telling the truth. So what does matter? Mastery. I want you upfront early right now in your mind. If you're thinking that trading is really for you, if you think this is like something you want to commit to, it's going to require sacrifices and some pain and some time. That's just part of the journey with learning anything. But I want you to focus on mastery. So what is mastery? It's comprehensive knowledge or skill. I think it's both, right? Because with trading, it's not just the knowledge, it's the skill of pulling it off. Right. And I say all the time to people, everybody is an analyst and a trader, right? So when you're analyzing your chart, there's no emotion. You like, yep, Apple's here's a support level. MACD's doing this, Stochastic's doing that, RSI is doing this, yep, VIX is doing this. You go in, you don't think or swim, you go in, you do the numbers. You're like, yep, 3-to-1 risk to reward. If we get here, I'll make this. And you plan it all out. But that's analyst you. Then you got to cut the analyst off when it's time to trade and become trader you. So you're 2 roles in one. One, you're super analytical to be a really great, like when you get into execution, you don't want to be up here thinking about every cent. Like you've already made the plan. The plan is done. Just execute now. You literally want to go from super smart to dumb. You do. All of us make mistakes because we're in trades thinking. The plan should have been made before. You can't get on the road and then be like, damn, where we going? No, where were we going before we got on the road? All right. So let me pause for a second. Let me pause right there for a second. Because what I want to do is actually I want to pull up a special guest. I don't do this often. Actually, this is my first guest. My first time having a guest. Great guy, super smart, analyst. He's been trading for some years. Some of you guys may know who he is. Smart dude, good character, good man of faith, good son from what I know about him, respects women, man of integrity, good guy. Just decent man, good man. Ladies love him from what I've seen. Fellas respect him. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me find my little sound. Without further ado, without further ado, it's me. I told you, you got to be two people to do this trading thing. You got to be analyst you and trader you. Analyst and trader you. That was cheesy, I know. But I'm actually just testing this new camera. I didn't realize I could. I'm telling you, man. And there's a principle that's about to come from this in a second. Let's see, which one do I like better? I like this one too. That's a good angle. I love, man. Y'all don't know how much fun I be having. You really don't. You really don't. You have no idea. You have no idea. Tamika laughed. That's be, I gotta have fun, man. I have to. But let's go back to this for a second. Let's go back here for a second. I'm gonna leave both cameras up because I'm just kind of testing the technology. All right. So I wanted to see how these interact, if it's real time, the way that they told me it would be, and it looks like it is. Oh, see that? This is why I'm testing stuff because it just went off. What the heck just happened? How did it just cut off? Stay on. This is a little. I'm testing, so I'm mastering this even right now. I'm going to a really good example in just a second. Really good example. Oh, there we go. Extra camera. Yep. Share. Okay, cool. All right, and then let me pull my slides back up real quick. Okay. I'm gonna leave both up. I want to see how this flows as I go. All right, so let's see. Oh, wrong music. I like that beat. It's kind of serious. So learn ethic, mastery, comprehensive knowledge or skill in a subject or accomplishment. That's what you need to be focused on right now. Right? That's what you need to think about and just process in the sense of, are you in this because you want to master it, or because, and you got to be honest with yourself, you just were at home, you saw somebody posting some receipts and you was like, man, I can do this trading thing. Like, why did you get into this? What's the reason? If you don't really know, solidify it. Make it very solid. If it's about mastery, then the first word in mastery is comprehensive knowledge. And comprehensive, I love words, the etymology of words. I like to look up like the core definition, where a word came from. I'll give you an example. One of my favorite words, because it blew me away once I got it. Crisis. Crisis is Latin for decision. Every time you're in a crisis, if you say, man, I'm in a crisis, a mental health crisis, a physical, like any sort of crisis, financial crisis, you haven't made a decision. That's why you're in the crisis. All right. Education, educo, it means to grasp. Some of y'all watch any and everything related to trading, and you still walk away having grasped nothing because they didn't educate you. They just showed you a lot of stuff. You thought you got it. You walked away. You tried to do it on your own, and you had no idea what you were doing because you didn't grasp it. You weren't educated. All right. So I love words. Comprehensive. Comprehensive is important because it's complete, including all or nearly all elements or aspects of something. You don't get all or nearly all elements of trading for years. Just to see 2-3 Christmas seasons, a couple Christmas rallies take 2-3 years just to be like, yeah, I remember the last Christmas rally, right? Just to have that insight of what happens during Christmas, fourth quarter, going into the fourth quarter, right? Summertime volume dips. You need a couple years just to see that. And then you got to know how to trade in those periods. And you got to know how to trade in these, because there's a lot of cycles, but the cycles come in time. Right? I'm really big on people learning more than one market. Why? Because if you tell me you're an options trader, which is using leverage, but you don't know how to trade foreign exchange or futures or even how they work, and you don't have them just at your disposal, you're limited. I'm sorry, you're limited. Any day of the week, I can trade options, futures, forex, or buy stock directly, and crypto. all the markets. Now, I don't know too much about binary options. I know it's like you win or lose. It's binary, right? 1 to 1. I've just never done it. I could do that too, but I don't want to, right? So it just gives me a freedom. It allows my trading to not be so forced. Why do I say so forced? Because I know this week a lot of y'all forced trades and lost because the market didn't go anywhere. And then on Friday we dipped. And I went live several times this week, and I said it several times. Like, just you don't have to trade. Wait for a move. Wait for the market to give you something. We just now there's some advanced traders who, of course, can always find trades. Of course. Once again, I'm talking to mostly new people. Mostly new. All right. And once again, I said the room gets quiet on those weeks that are tough. I know what's happening. Y'all know what's happening. Tamika said growth comes in the fire. It comes in the fire. All right. So here's a quick example. And I want to say this so you get it. I'm not bragging on me. I'm literally explaining my approach. My streams are a really great example of you guys being able to see me live out this principle of learn ethic, mastery, comprehensive knowledge all at once. Why? Here's a quick little story. Joel, my cousin Joel, hit me up, was like, yo, you need to dive into this, this technology so we can use it. Because you're gonna learn it faster than me. Joel just like, yo, tech ain't my thing. I need you to do it. I'm like, all right. So what did I do? I do everything the same way. Everything. You do everything the same way. How you trade is how you do everything. Honestly, it really is. So here's the thing. He exposed me to it. Same way he exposed me to futures. Right. I instantly went to the website, read a few things. I saw the benefits. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this has some benefits. Yeah. I think this makes sense to learn. I decided I'm going to dig into this streaming technology. I'm going to master this stuff at the highest level of quality audio. It was a decision. Now, I didn't know how long it would take. Might have been a couple months, might have been years. I don't know. But because of that decision, very decisive, sound decision, which directed my action, guess what? Really quick. I went from, let me show y'all real quick. Let me show y'all real quick. My original streams, they were like this, no, just no background. Matter of fact, where is it at? I had the what is this called? The StreamYard logo up. Wait, let me find the other one real quick. Yeah, so this is all they gave you access to at first. All right, it was just this stuff. I'm like, I don't want all this stuff. I'm not advertising for y'all. What is this? Right. So that was basics. So I was like, okay. And then I learned you can you can add your own graphics. All right. You can add your own graphics. Get rid of that. You can put limitless up at the top if I want to. All right. Put my name here. I learned about backgrounds. Oh, I can add a little background. Okay, cool. I can add a background. Play with that a little bit. Right. I realized you could customize the graphics, change the colors, change the names, add us, right? So I learned all of that, hours trying to figure this stuff out, spend some money buying this stuff. Then I got to the audio, right? Upgraded my mic. This is the SMBs, whatever that, it's the mic everybody has. Every podcast in the world has this same mic. I'm like, well, let me get the best mic. All right. I got my little roadcaster for, my audio effects, and that really took it up a notch. Why? Because I could add all sorts of emotion and some depth. So I could tell you about Jordan.
I'd do anything to win.
Who would do anything to win? I can use that however I want to. The only reason I showed y'all these cameras today. All right, this camera over here, let me touch it. All right. It's like, okay, let me learn as much as possible. All right. Let me learn as much as possible. And then let me, after getting basics, some graphics, custom audio effects, figuring out how to do the emotion, 4K in depth, right? There's still a few things because I'm developing a show. 2 years, maybe it'll take 2 years, 5 years. I don't know. Sometime in the future, y'all gonna be like, man, Noble got one of the number one trading, investing related podcasts in the world. Why? Because I decided to master all of this to make a really quality, powerful show. I already know how to trade. I can teach anybody. But this, right? So I had to approach this thing the same way I approached trading 11, 12 years ago. Whatever it takes.
I'll do anything to win.
I gotta win. That's the attitude.
I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
Now, I ain't saying I'm the best ever. I'm not. I ain't. My podcast ain't even on iTunes yet, right? But you got to pave that vision, right? So it's the same with trading. Right now, when you think about trading and where you are, what's the vision? How serious are you? How much time are you spending? What are you learning? What are you reading? It's not just you learned a strategy, you jumped in, and you started trading. If that's what you think this is, oh, you in for a rude awakening. Very rude awakening. Uh-oh. Audio went out. Oh. Okay. Audio went out. Okay. Testing. Broadcaster. Wow. I did all of that. All of that. Okay. Jeez. That just hurts my feelings. That just hurts my feelings. Okay. Darian, I appreciate you, man. My sound went out. So that's why you test stuff. Your sound went out. What camera are you using? I have a podcast. I'm using GoPro. Your video is crystal clear. And then Tamika said, yes, audio keeps going out. Okay. So I think I should be good now with audio. I could hear myself, but I wasn't watching the level. See, that's a little something they need to add. I should not be able to see my own audio level. Little simple fix. All they had to do was add it right there. It wasn't for long. Okay, cool. So I appreciate that, bro. You said it wasn't for long. Okay. Dang, what did I say? I said so much in that little minute. I don't know what was the last thing y'all heard. So I'll just say this. I'll wrap it up real fast. I'll put all that together real quick. My streams. An example of how I approach trading is the same way I approach everything new that I find value in. I decide if I want to master it or dabble. To be real, I think brothers, we kind of do the same thing in a relationship. You meet a woman, pretty upfront. You like, yeah, this is either gonna be this, or this. She's wife material based on my assessment. And your assessment matters. It's cool. Same thing. Women to men, men to women, but I'm talking to the brothers because I'm a man. You make some assessments. You want to learn more, of course. But you got to decide something up front. You just date. Are you dating? Dating don't really go nowhere. Are you courting her? Courting has a goal. The goal is marriage. What are you doing? What are you deciding to do? You just aimlessly on a journey? Where y'all going? Where you taking her? I'm a bag on out of relationships. But it's the same principle, right? So I decided to master the streaming. Why? Because I knew podcasting is growing, but most of the trading podcasts I see are just whack. They're not impressive. They're not impressive to me. They're not. So I learned the basics. I realized you could do your own custom graphics. I learned that. I got into my audio. I had a console with a guy. Actually, it's my cousin with a guy. With my cousin, shout out to Jermaine. Amazing artist, audio engineer for a record company here in Atlanta. He broke it down for like 2 hours. I didn't get this audio thing. I'm like, what? So you plug this into what? And then that cord goes where? Like, I'm like dumb, right? Adding the emotion, the 4K quality, the depth. This camera, who asked me about the camera? Darian said, what camera are you using? Yeah, this is crystal clear, right? I keep showing my hand. This is excuse me, a Canon 90D. I got a 70D as well, but that's the 90D. Right. So this was my first love. And then I wanted 4K, and it's really fast. It's clean. I got the Sigma 1.8, 18 to 35 millimeters, probably like $600. Great lens. I love it. So, and I don't have that lens on here. I just got the little 24 millimeter pancake joint for like 100 and some bucks, right? So yeah. But you know, it helps, you know. So I'm just still once again taking the quality up. But the principle, the point is learn ethic, mastery. I've spent a lot of time learning this streaming stuff. I think I can do really well in this space. I'm already in my head like, yo, we aiming for one of the top podcasts in the world. Right? Okay. So let's go here. So hopefully that made sense. Mastery. How are you approaching this thing? Have you thought about it? How many hours do you spend each week? How much are you reading? How much are you learning? You know, are you journaling? Are you doing those things that it just requires? It really does, right? Just it's what's required. Let me find. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. Okay. A little exposure today. So you guys have probably heard myself and my cousin Joel talk about a gentleman by the name of John Carter. I found out about him. I think I first learned about John through Thinkorswim because he has several indicators I guess him and his team created. They're called TTM Trade the Market. Two I love, the squeeze and the trend. Love them. Put them on for years, was using them, had not read his book and was like, oh my goodness. I read the book like last year and I was like, man, this is everything I learned. I could have wrote this book. Maybe not everything in the book, but I agree with so much of just his philosophies. Things as specific as if you ask me what's the best time frame for intraday trading for direction, I'm going to tell you the 5 minute. Why? Because I traded the 5 to 15 to 10. I traded all of those time frames, right? I think the 5 hands down is the best. I'm reading through the book and John is like, yeah, 5 minutes is the best for intraday direction. I said, oh man. Now he's a multi-million-dollar options trader. So I want to play a quick clip real quick. Check this out.
Everybody, this is John Carter. I am the founder of
Let me cue this up. We're talking about a $5 million 7-figure trade that lasted about a month. There's levels to this thing. Yes, you can make 7 figures in one trade. You also could lose 7 in one trade if you put that much size on the table. There's levels to this. There's levels, right? Profits. 2 figures, 3 figures, 4 figures, 5. The mental power that it takes to go from making 1,000 to get to where you're making 10,000, and to go from 10,000 the first time you make 100, and then to even have the gall to go for a 7-figure trade. But that's why you get into the market. If it's about mastery and growth. All right, so let's play this real quick.
Simpler Trading, and
and I'm not playing the whole video. I'm literally playing like 20 seconds.
I want to talk about the biggest trade of my career, which took place recently over the dates of March 11th, 2021 into April 6th, 2021, and ultimately turned out to be a $5 million trade on Google, basically meaning that
on Google. I'm sorry.
When I got into the trade and then I got out of the trade in my Thinkorswim account and my Tastyworks account, by the time the dust settled, I'd made over $5 million, which was amazing, of course. But what's different about this one, and the reason I'm kind of going through this presentation, is that this was probably also the hardest big trade I've ever.
Y'all get that? His biggest trade was the hardest. Think about that. Everything he had learned all the way up until that trade prepared him for that trade. It was the hardest trade. Why? Let's go back.
Ever made, meaning that there was definitely a couple of times when I'd almost thrown in the towel. If you guys have followed me for any length of time, you'll know that last year I had a couple of big 7-figure trades on Tesla.
Okay, let's just stop right there. Biggest trade of his life, of his career at that point. I don't know how updated this video is. This was posted last year in April. Maybe he's beat that $5 million trade. Maybe not. He then goes on to say, I've had several other trades on Tesla that were also 7 figures. All right, so that's not his norm. But that's clearly it took. And once again, for those who don't know John Carter or have never heard of him, He got his start trading options. I think his dad got him into trading options in high school. That's why I keep telling y'all this summer I'm working on. I'm kind of already sculpting it out a little bit, scaffolding, right, of the education. An options course for who? For your nephews, nieces, and daughters and sons who are in high school, who can do everything on TikTok, and who are incredibly smart and driven and passionate about what they're passionate about. Some of y'all will be able to help me. You'll be the conduit. You got to get them excited about trading. That ain't my job. My job is to teach. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, of course, I want to get them excited, but I don't live with them. I don't live with them. I don't have that day to day, so I'll do my part. But if we can get some of our kids learning options in high school, guess what? You put them on a trajectory for those that understand mastery, time, and discipline and hard work and learn ethic and work ethic. Guess what? You put them on a path for 3 figures, 4 figures, for 5 for 6, for 7 figures. It starts early. It starts early. And I know what some of y'all thinking. You might be thinking.
Silence. Silence. I ain't got no money.
I know. It's all right. It's all right. It's not going to be some super expensive class. Kids don't need $1 million to start. They need the interest and a great coach. The rest just comes in time. And that first job, my first job, I was working at Pizza Hut. I wish somebody would have been like, hey, you want me to show you how to take $100 and make $100? I'd have been like, what? Please, yeah, show me, teach me. But then can you teach, right? So that's the thing. Right. I meet a lot of people who are trying to teach their kids, nieces, nephews. They just don't have the skill, the passion to teach. And they trying. They're just saying, it's not landing. They're not at JUCO, right? They're not grasping the concepts. Right. So that's Carter. That's Carter. Great guy. I just want to introduce y'all to him in that way. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, here we go. Okay. So with that said, I love this quote. I've been playing it a while. If you've heard it, cool. If you haven't, that's great too. All right. Let me add something from Kobe real quick.
It's in the moment. So you have to live it. And when you practice those things, you become better at it.
All right. So that's everything with trading. It's what are you practicing in the moment of the trade every day, right? Right now, we're in a moment where the market, right? This moment will never happen again. No two trades are the same. We are in the height of almost 20% pullback in the steepest, most amazing year of the last 30 years, post-COVID. We'll never get another post-COVID. It may be something else, but it's not going to be COVID. It's not going to be the exact same thing. All right, what did Kobe say? It's in the moment. What are you practicing right now in the moment? In the moment right now, what are you learning? It's going to help you in the future because there's going to be another time that feels like this, right? Where the market pulls back and everybody's waiting on it to just pop back up. And the market is like, I don't know if I want to do that right now. I might go back lower. I might. All right. There's no guarantees. There's no guarantees. So let me play this real quick. This is Tim Grover. Wrote an amazing book called Winning. Please check it out. Please. Highly recommend it. You could read it in a weekend. If you love reading, you could read it in a day. A lot to digest, though. I would suggest reading it and then just keeping it going back. It's so good, right? But he was the trainer for Michael Jordan, legend, and Kobe, legend. Same dude. There's a pattern. Here's what he said about winning.
Winning is not about the trophy and the accolades. It's about the grind. It's about the obstacles. It's about the challenges. It's about the pain that you endure along the way for that 30 seconds of being able to either stand on the platform, be acknowledged by individuals that are close to you. But when that happens, your mind has to immediately shift back because now you felt and tasted something that you could only get through winning. Are you willing to do it again?
Ooh, ooh. That's heavy. Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy. I love the second camera. I really do. I'm gonna just look at this one. I'm gonna look at this one for a second. Cause I go back and watch these, of course, and try to figure out, learn new stuff, whatever. Tim Grover, man, he said it. It's not about the accolades. And I hate to say this, but because I know some traders who are doing way bigger numbers than me. And there's just a mental jump you have to make, right? I was watching, I think Kevin O'Leary recently on something, and he was talking about how the gap when you go from making, I think he might have used like 10 million to like 50 million, right? And he talked about that mental space, like what it requires. It's a whole nother level. It's a whole nother part of your own psyche you have to tap into. A different focus, right? I can't explain it that way. I ain't made 50 million in my life. He can explain it way better than me. But I love the principle because he was just talking about, hey, like there are these levels you get to and then you plateau. And then it takes more. It takes something else to really get you to that next level, right? So we just talked about Carter, 7-figure trades, multiple trades, life-changing stuff. Life-changing stuff. And Grover came back behind him and said, yo, it's not about the accolade. All right. And what I love about Carter, he's never in a braggadocious. I hate to say this. I got to say it, though. I struggle. I worry a little bit about us. And when I say us, you know who I mean. I mean Black culture. Because the concept of receipts, I get it, validating something true. Okay. I mean, I get it. And some people are just celebrating because you want to celebrate. You got that first win. Kudos. I'm proud of you. Of course. Always, always. But there's an element of receipts that's like, whoever posts the biggest one you think they can trade, they didn't tell you, don't know if they lost yesterday more than they showed you you really don't know. And then it's like, y'all ain't made it. I hate to say, but me personally, because I've seen so much, I'm like, 7 figures is impressive. 6-figure trade, 7-figure trade. That's impressive. That's impressive. That's you want to flex, light flex, post a 6-figure, 7-figure win. What are we talking about? All these little small trades, it's just like, and it's so much just, and it's like, oh, it's not about that. Once again, how did he start off?
Winning is not about the trophy and the accolade.
He started his definition with, it's not about the trophy or the accolade. It's the same with trading. It's not about that. It's not. So in a deeper sense, that's what I'm saying. I'm in several rooms. Y'all see how stuff happens and flows. And there are tons of scams. I ain't here to, talk about all that. But my point is, that's not what winning is about. It's not about posting a receipt. Even Carter explaining a 7-figure trade. You didn't hear like this. You didn't hear that voice that most of us would have had if we were talking about a 7-figure trade. Right? My first 7-figure trade. Y'all ain't gonna even know. You won't know why. It's none of your business. You don't need to know. It doesn't really been. Now, if I'm going to do a video walking you through it, principles, and teaching you something, then cool. Cool. Great. It has purpose. But just to be like, yo, I made 7 figures. I made a 7-figure trade or a 6-figure trade. And then people will say, well, yo, I'm just showing you what's possible. We know it's possible. People make billions in the market. We all know this. Like you don't need a receipt to know people make money in the market. That's why you're in the market, right? So for what it's worth, once again, that principle I love because he says it's not about the definition of winning. It's not about the accolade. It's about that challenge, that journey, that adventure, that hard path. And then are you willing to do it again? Because you don't get rich off one trade. Well, I guess if you get to that level, you can technically get rich off one trade, but it takes time to get there to build that account up, right? Build up that confidence. Build up that, what one of my old professors from Clark used to say, that walking around in your head knowledge. You just know stuff about the market. There's so much stuff I know now that I don't even know that I know. It's just so, I've seen it so many thousands of times. And I'll be in class and a student will be like, well, why did you say that? And I'm like, oh, like I'm not even cognizant that I'm dropping a gem because to me, it's just normal. I'm not even thinking. It's just something I've learned from hours and years of experience, right? So I say all that to say, Hopefully I'm pulling this all together well, because why? Because the market this week gave some pain. it gave some. You're gonna have to really, really dig in, because it's not gonna be easy all the time. It's not gonna be easy every week. We're not gonna be hitting new highs every other month like we've been doing. All right. So with that said, I'm gonna pull up my charts. Oh, I don't even think I got them. Oh, I do got them. Okay. Let me know. Type in the comments if there's a certain stock you want me to look at. I will look at it, analyze it with my tools. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with NASDAQ. I'll start with NASDAQ real quick. Start with NASDAQ real quick. Why do I always start with NASDAQ? You should know this by now. If you're new, the reason I start with NASDAQ is because it's a big, broad market index. You should always start with a top-down analysis. What is the S&P doing? What is NASDAQ doing? What is the Dow doing? That instantly gives you a clue into what the whole market is doing. Some of y'all start with individual stocks first. Something I learned, something somebody taught me some time ago. And I still do it. It makes sense to me, right? So this is just earlier. All right. We were in a slight downtrend. All right. So if I go back last few months, we just weren't going anywhere. We were making these new swings, really just hitting the same area of 400, coming down to like 380. Other camera cut off. It came back on. Make sure y'all can still hear me. Hold on. Audio. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Y'all can still hear me. And so as we made this 7 days in a row, down, then we had a hammer. A hammer is a great reversal candle. It means there's a high probability that a lot of bulls got in. The day was bearish. Somewhere in that day, bias totally flipped. We ended the day bullish. It's a good sign. Doesn't mean we're about to take off, but it does conceptually, theoretically, and practically mean the market is trying to change directions. We were down. That candle alone. If you just know what that meant, a hammer at the bottom, yeah, you should have already known. With time and experience, years from now, you'll know if this happens again. Ooh, we're going to come out of that hammer really fast. We're going to not come out of it at all and instantly just go down, break that low really fast. Or third option, right? We could pop up, we could pop down. Or what happens a lot, people see that, smart traders see that, and they say, let me just kind of ease up for a second. Let me get us a second to react. I want to see what the market does. Let the market react, then I'll do something. All right, if this, then that. If this happens, then I'll do that. All right. It took us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days to just get above price, right? Above that hammer. We only pushed up for 2 more days. And basically NASDAQ for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 days went nowhere. And that's painful to options traders. Why? Because if you were in calls waiting for them to go up, every single day is going sideways, they're just losing money. Theta's just beating you up. Maybe you bought puts. We weren't dropping or going anywhere. It's a range, right? And so when you see those ranges form, patience. Or if you like me, you like, you know what? I'm cool on options for a second. I love the volatility. Let me just day trade futures because I know how to do both, right? And I could trade options at any time. But once again, right, building these principles that I'm talking about. If you only know how to trade one market, and there's time with that. I'm not saying from day one you need to be learning options, futures, foreign exchange. No. But if we're talking about mastery over time, yeah. So finally, Friday, we broke the low. Finally, we came out. When I say broke the low, I mean we broke the low of this box. All right. So let me kind of zoom in on that box. This range box. All right, so we broke that low. All right, all those days, just inside. Right. And Thursday was a really good sign. Look at Thursday. Thursday we pushed up, and then bears, ooh, they pushed it back. So even this day was kind of telling you that the bias was right, because we tried to go up, we gapped down, we tried to go up, we filled that gap, and still came right back down really fast. Ooh, that's not a good sign. All right, we broke the low of that day. That candle, we broke that low. Just push lower. So where do we have to go to now? Where do you think the market is going? Well, I'm not guessing. Basic price action, where is support? It's down at 335. So next week when we get down to 335, don't be surprised. Are we going to try to push up Monday? Yeah, of course. Bulls versus bears, right? That's the constant back and forth. So yeah, we're going to try to go both directions. Which one are we, in my opinion, more probable to go? I think clearly I wouldn't have to spend a lot of time, making a case to say that it's right now. It's not looking good. Not looking good. You're going to need a lot more bulls. I need to find that Jay-Z quote and put that in there. We don't believe you. You need more people. You need more people. We need more people. We need more people for the market to go up. We need more people. We need more volume. We need more volatility. We need more momentum. We need more. We need more. We just don't have it. People are freaking out. Accounts are down. IRAs are down. People trading lighter. Some people have just paused. That kind of helps the market to go lower in a sense, right? Everybody's not going to be aggressively trading hard at all times, but these are just one of those levels where we made a bottom. There's a really simple concept I want you to Google. It's called a double tap bottom, or double tap bottom. It's just literally it is what it sounds. We make a bottom, and before we really decide to go back to highs or do anything, we come back to kind of test that area again to see, can we go lower? And just because I said we're probably going to go down to 335 doesn't mean we're just about to fall off a cliff. No. We could hit the 335 and literally in 2 weeks make a real nice smooth move up if bulls defend that area. And by defend, I mean buy at that area. It's war every day. Every time you step into the market, you're going against some of the best traders in the world. And think about it. It's an exchange. When you lose, somebody else wins. I want y'all to think of it that way. Every time you lose, somebody just took your money. Somebody literally just took your money. And it's so smooth. It's so smooth. They just like, yep, thanks. Thanks, newbie, who doesn't know how to trade these ranges. Thanks. I appreciate you. I appreciate your money. Yep. Went with a little lotto, little end of day strategy on Friday. Yeah. You were long. Oh, you thought the market was about to go up on Friday. Thank you. Give me that money. That's professionals doing this. Running this. Not newbies. Marilyn said, what are some good option strategies? Some good option strategies for ranges. You know what? To be honest, because I know I'm not, generally speaking, most people really are at level 1, level 2. For me, there's 4 levels. There's all you can do is really a long-term passively invest, put some money in an M1, any kind of account that just like 401k puts money in the market for you. That's level 1, right? Some people aren't even doing that, but right, that's to get on board. You got to put some in the market. That's level 1. Right. Level 2, you know enough about charting to actually pull up a stock and in 5 to 10 minutes make the analysis to say, hey, this is a good price to buy for my long-term, still long-term active though, actively engaging long-term. Level 3, and there's probably two levels I could even 2-3 levels in options game, but I'd say level 3 is where you get to your understanding leverage and margin is options trading, right? You're trying to make money faster, but you only are really good at that if you have level 1 and 2 checked off, right? Or you take a really good course. I do teach classes, right? I spend a lot, about 70% of my options class is for newbies, but it's a lot of technicals. Why? Because you probably don't have any. So I attempt to give you levels 2 and 3 all at once. Now, there's tons of different option strategies which you can be more complex. Straddle, strangles, iron condors. There's a ton of stuff, right? Cool. Get the basics down first, right? Singles, knowing kind of both sides. I'd say verticals to keep your singles cheaper. If you can't afford a big Tesla move, okay, you can buy the verticals, right? Level 4, you can trade anything. You do it as a profession. You don't have to get to level 4. Don't worry about level 4. Unless you're like, yeah, I want to get to level 4, right? So to keep it simple as possible, I'm actually not going to give you the strategy you probably think I'm going to. I'm not going to give you, I'm not even really going to throw something out there like that. I think most people, there's a huge benefit to literally learning to just not trade when we're ranging. I would much rather people practice patience and knowing when it's just time to let go for a second, right? Because we have this mindset that I got a goal of making 1,000 a day, so I got to trade every day, right? And it's like, who said the market was going to give you a trade every day that would even pan out? There's some days, literally, some days with futures. I mean, options too, but definitely I'm speaking like futures because I'm talking about my intraday flow, where I literally for the first 2 hours, I will not have a trade. Why? Because I have certain technical indicators that tell me we don't have enough volatility. Relax. There is no trade. You don't have enough momentum to get a trending move. Why are we trying to take a trade? All right. So I know that didn't answer your question in the way that you wanted to. Probably in the sense of like, give me a specific strategy. I think one of the best strategies that most people, most newbies, and a lot of experienced folks learn the hard way is patience. It's okay to not trade for a week or a day. Just because you're a day trader doesn't mean you have to trade every day. Just because you're a swing trader doesn't mean you got to be in 12 trades all at once. You could be in 2 and just kind of just sit back and wait to see how we get out of this. All right. It's different, you know. So hopefully I was helpful because I think that's the bigger principle that I see missed. I see very few people exhibiting patience. I really do. And I talk to a lot of you guys every week. And let's think about it. One of the fastest ways to not lose money is to just not trade, right? So, you know, you live the trading game. When everything's smooth and we're in a volatility squeeze, NASDAQ is pushing up every day, semiconductors are up. Shoot, even banks and energy stocks are moving. That's easy. It's this period is really where, you know, the skill set comes in. So let me do this. I mean, that's NASDAQ. You already know if I showed you a few others. So Apple came out of its box, new lows. Tesla. Same thing, nice pullback, right down, back inside that hammer. All right, so we're right back there. All right. And if you pay attention to Tesla, we really never got above. Look at that candle right here. January 27th. Look at that. We never really got outside of that candle's high. We just kept poking at it. So where you think Tesla's about to go pretty soon, if not Monday or Tuesday? Right. Theoretically, price action, classic price action, we should go back to test the low. Let's see. Target. Let me look at Target. There's some random stuff. Target is down, choppy, ranging. Lucid. What's up with Lucid? Look at Lucid. Stuck in a box, didn't go anywhere. Back at the low. It never went anywhere. So Lucid's been stuck for 9 days. So everything's been stuck. What y'all been trading so hard over the last 9 days? Nothing was moved. There. Now, maybe the first day or two you couldn't have saw that, but at some point across 9 days, your analysis should have said, you know what? We ain't going nowhere yet. We're just ranging. Maybe, just maybe, I should just ease up on the gas. Maybe. Walmart. Look at Walmart back down at lows again, right back at the same place. I'm trying to bounce around different sectors. Let's look at some banks. Bank of America. Look at this. Bank of America just kind of, yeah. I mean, it actually made that same hammer back on like the 24th. We got a little push. Okay. right? Because when tech is down, you know, other sectors kind of get that rotation. Other sectors move. Okay, cool. So we just made a new high on Bank of America. But y'all ain't investing hard on Bank of America, right? Everybody's in tech. Everybody wants the tech stocks. What is Snapchat doing? Gap down. I think this was earnings, maybe. I guess it had to be earnings. That's a big gap. Last few days, we ain't really went nowhere though. It's kind of range. What else? Let's look at some other big boys. Amazon. Actually, let me change this. So Amazon made a little move. Off those lows. Okay. Never broke that. And I had this line. I don't even know where this line came from. It probably came from the week chart. I normally start my analysis with the week chart. I don't know why I had this line here. There's a reason I had it, but I don't know right off that right now. That's Amazon. Let's see. Did Google come all the way back? Google had great earnings. Google. The earnings gap was here. All right, here was that gap. Earnings cruised 4, 5, 6, 7 right after hours. Came all right back to the same area. And then on Friday, it just like NASDAQ and everything else you love, except for banks and probably energy stocks, was down. I wish I knew some oil stocks right off top, but I can't think of any. I know some of my oil folks have been loving oil. Why? Because when the market is down and getting beat up, people put their money in oil. Look at some oil stocks, some oil ETFs. They cruising. It's an inverse. Hit a bottom, probably about to go back and touch that bottom. Your energy stocks, your oil stocks just made new highs, or maybe just highs, maybe not like all-time highs, but they made some highs. They went the other way, little pullback, probably about to test those highs again. Going right back up. Just inverse relationship. Right? That's all. Oh, I do have some people that, okay, my bad. I didn't see these. Darian said Square. So I'm gonna look at Square real quick. He also said Charge Point. Square had a little bit of movement this week. Cool. If he said fintech is the wave, yeah, it is. It is. You in finance, you gotta use technology you gotta compete. So fintech is financial tech-based companies. Financial at the core, something financially to help you with your money, managing it, growing it, something. But the technology is the competitive advantage is the technology. Let me pull this. I don't know why. But let me look at those last few for you guys. Take my little banner joint down. Let's take a look at what was that? Square and Square. Ooh. I mean, look at Square. I'm gonna go to the week chart, and I'll make it bigger so you can see it. All right, down. Little pull up. Oh, a hammer. Look at that. Classic. It's not really a hammer. That's more so like a. Let me put a little talking about. This right here, this candle right there. And so we tried to go up. We tried. We pushed up in it, and we like, oh, that was just a bad week. And then bloop. Even here, tried to push up again. Bulls tried to fight this off as we got back to these lows, right back down to this area. They tried to buy it up again, and nope, lower. All right. So right now, last 3 weeks, we really haven't gone anywhere. So but it's down, man. I mean, it's and if I show you the day, I mean, honestly, these are the stocks that are easy too. You just need to learn how to buy puts and go the other direction. All it's doing is popping up and dropping, ranging, dropping, popping up, dropping, ranging, dropping. That's classic downtrend. That's easy to trade. If you want to trade it, all right, it's easy to trade. It's coming down. How far is it gonna go? I don't know. We have to look at some support levels and make some logical guesses. But yeah, it's definitely down. Getting beat up pretty bad, honestly. Let's see. Charge point. I'm gonna actually go to I normally start off with everything with a month. So month pre-COVID. Look at that huge move up. What type of percentage return is that? What is that? March of 2020, lows of COVID. So the stock jumped 435%. Charge point, and now it's down about 77%. 435% up, 77% down. And let me show you this real quick too, because I remember I was talking to somebody about this one. And I right in here was like, I mean, you should just see that as clear as day. We got some support. If we close under 20, which was this month right here, December, we closed a little under 20. It's like we're going lower. That's just like price action 101. We tapping, touching that same area up, not getting the momentum, not getting enough buyers. We start to go through, bears getting more aggressive. They take over. Bears just take over. Right. Bulls. What's the bull sound? They sound similar. Ain't that crazy? They sound. It's funny. Bears kind of sound like sick bulls. That bull sound is strong. He's bear. That's a weird bear sound. It's weak. I tried to find a good one. That's kind of weak. Maybe that's just how they sound. I mean, I guess it is. So that's charge point. Not looking too good. Not looking too good. Let's see. Craig Kennedy said, "You back?" Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Testing. When I'm testing stuff, y'all, I'm telling y'all I'm testing. Just practicing, getting, because I got some stuff coming for this year with this whole thing that I'm slowly curating, creating, Cuzzo. I'm in here. Let's see the pen drops. Oh, he said Cuzzo too. What's up? What's up, cousin? Oh, did I have any more? Oh, XOM. Yeah, that's one of those. Exxon Mobil. Yeah. I'll go to the week chart. All right. So this is Exxon. All right. Push up range. Found some support. Back up to the range. Back up to that support area, kind of like right in here. And then we went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 days in a row. Oil's been cruising. All right. Oh, that's weeks. My bad. That's weeks. Those are weeks. So let me show you the day. Look at this. Look at the days. All right. NASDAQ back down, about to double tap, probably test some lows. ExxonMobil, energy, oil, cruising. All right. So yeah, you could be, if you super bullish, there's stuff moving, but you got to know what's moving when and now. And once again, if you haven't experienced this before, the mastery, the completeness of the knowledge and the skill set and the experience of going through it, right? So it comes over time. But once again, it's about deciding. I think really deciding, you know, in your mind that this is something that you really want to, you want to take to that next level, that next place. All right. Let me go back here for a second to my stream. We talked about the 7 figures. The market finally moved. So I showed you that. So I'm going to go back to where I started all of this. Learn ethic. I'm going to get rid of one of my cameras. Oh, I don't even want to say goodbye because I'm having fun with both. But so learn ethic. Learn ethic. So just do a quick review. The principle. It's the principle. What principles are you practicing? That deep and long, lifelong learning is intrinsically valuable and yields a reward. The only way you do this trading thing and make it a reality, you gotta raise your learn ethic. Think about it. How much are you studying? What are you reading? How many people do you know that are trading? Are you in any communities? You got access to me? Do you reach out? Do you ask me? Say anything to me, Joel? Like who you talking to? Are you reading books? Are you reading the John Carters of the world? Right. What else did I hit? Mastery. The goal should be mastery, which gives you the patience because you know you master nothing overnight. And that's comprehensive knowledge of a skill or a subject matter. And with trading, you need both. You need the knowledge and the skill to do it. Once again, you're your own analyst and you are your own trader. Trader you, stop thinking. Just trade, execute. Analyst you, analyze the hell out of that stock. Think through everything you need to think through. Talk to some other people, make a checklist, read the articles, do some math, figure out if the risk to reward makes sense. Comprehensive. All right. Mastery is comprehensive knowledge. Why? It includes all or nearly all elements or aspects. And you don't get all the elements of trading overnight. You don't get all or nearly all in a year or even 2 or even 5. You just don't. But welcome to the journey. And I gave you an example. Once again, kudos, shout outs to John Carter. I appreciate all that he's done for the trading world. I love his indicators. Really great book. Hopefully I'll meet him one day. That'd be dope. Put that out there in the world. God can hear it. I mean, he just heard me. So we'll see if that happens. Tim Grover, amazing book. Please read Winning. It'll get your mind right. And you'll read the book and make a self-assessment to be like, dang, I really don't have a winning mentality. Like, I wouldn't do all of this to win the way Jordan and Kobe did. They analyzed every aspect, every element of their game, from what they ate to how often they needed to work out. That's why Kobe, literally, that's why he started taking a helicopter to the games, because that was a slight enhancement to his entire game. Why it gave him time to kind of get into meditation versus driving and being in, I mean, he wasn't driving clearly, but being driven, going over the city's a different flow. And he found out that helped him to focus more intensely on his game. All right. Winning 7 figures. 7 figures is possible. If you at 2 figures or 3 or 5 or wherever you at, there's other levels. But it's going to take all of these principles and things to get there. So, what you going to do? Where you going to be at 2 years from now? Because the tough part about trading, too, we don't talk about this. With everything else in life, you could be like, okay, you could dabble, you could be mediocre and spend years doing it until you decide to get serious. With trading, you're losing. Like, you don't have infinite money. You know, there's a constraint. The constraint is money. If you're you're not, you can't be a whack trader for 10 years. You won't have no money left unless you keep dumping money, you and your wife, or you or your wife or whoever I'm talking to. You just keep dumping money into it, but it's not. All right. So one of the best things you could do is get serious. If you need some help, I'm available. I got 2 really dope classes starting February 22nd and February 23rd. February 22nd is a 7 weeks options course with somebody who loves learn ethic, mastery, and depth. I can explain to you why I do and don't do everything I do. And it came from years of making, losing, giving it back. It came from the journey, right? So I can help. The other class, a little different. It's futures. But when I say futures, even if you're like, man, I don't never thought about trading futures, it's really just a more advanced technical class. So if you're like, man, I really want to dig deeper into technicals this year, the futures class is definitely for you. It'll just make you a better trader all the way around. So that's about it. Once again, happy birthday to big bro Jolie Joel, as I call him. Yeah, and that's it. Next time you see me, it'll be my birthday, Monday, and I'll be in Montego Bay. I can't wait. I can't wait to get to some warm weather. I need a beach. Thanks for watching. As I always say, man, share this video with somebody that you know and that you love who needs to start seriously thinking more about their financial position, their financial possibilities. The market is the only thing that gives you the opportunity really to make 6-7 figure deals over and over and over. It's literally thousands of opportunities every day. You just have to be focused enough to know what you're doing, be disciplined, mastery, learn ethic high. Over time, it gets easier. It becomes more of a lifestyle, but I know a lot of y'all are new. All right, so I want you to be here years from now. I will. I don't want to look around and right now inside of trading, we got 30,000. 5 years from now, it shouldn't be 15,000. Right? I want it to grow, not just for numbers, but really grow independently. Each person growing and becoming more serious with this craft and profession. I got one last comment. Somebody said, happy birthday, champ. I appreciate that. Matter of fact, and since you said champ, I'm gonna go to my favorite one. This is my favorite one, y'all, and I'm out. I love this one. I love this dude. Amazing man of character, what he stands for, what he did in the ring, just the way he fought, amazing dude. I love this. Is my favorite one.
I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail.
When you say you throwed, if you throwed something, you know you've been through it. Ali said he throwed thunder in jail, y'all. I'm out. Thanks for watching. Come back to the channel. YouTube is Being Noble. Facebook is Me Noble Woods. Join Insider Trading is free. If you don't know about us, you do now. Inside of Trading. I kind of borrowed the name for my podcast. I got to talk to Joel about it because he might be like, yeah, you shouldn't have used the name. I don't know. And let me get my other stream up. Oh. I'm out. Thanks for watching.